Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Am I an a-hole for slapping a teenager at the pool? I am a 32-year-old female. We were at a water park this last weekend with my husband, who is also a 32-year-old male, and our daughter. We were in one of the pools, practicing swimming and keeping to ourselves. There was a group of teen boys that were also in the pool. And while I was working with my daughter, helping her to swim, one of them came up behind me and I felt a tug on the strings of my bikini top. I spun around, saw this 15 to 17-year-old boy, and I immediately slapped him. This quickly caused a commotion and a scene at the pool. The park staff got involved, as well as the boys' parents, who were livid at me. My husband and another lady saw the entire incident happen, and they confirmed that he absolutely tugged at my bikini string. There was also a camera around the pool that kind of showed it, but it was not the best angle. The boy's parents threatened assault charges against me, and my fiance threatened sexual assault charges if they moved in that direction to sue me for assault. Eventually, we were both asked to leave the pool by the staff. We haven't heard anything since, but my husband thought that I still overreacted and that I didn't have to take it so far. Am I the a-hole? Nobody should be touching a person without their permission. So let's get to the psychiatric part of this. For whatever reason, people try to play pranks. They want to touch people without permission. They want to do things without permission. Just overstepping boundaries. I don't know what has happened where people feel that touching someone, attempting to untie their bikini top in a public space is okay. And also, let's talk about the raggedy parents, because for whatever reason, they must not believe that their son did this when there was two witnesses clearly that saw it happen. There was also a camera. While not the best angle, it still clearly showed an incident where this teen touched a person without permission. In no way, shape, or form is it okay to touch someone, especially to expose the person's body by untying their bikini top in a public space. That's never going to be okay. And it's important and imperative that these parents change their tune and quick, because I can foresee this child, because they have parents who are delusional, delulu, if you will, who feel like they don't do anything wrong. I can see them having to bail him out of some big incidents in the future if they're not very careful. At no point in time should it be okay for the parents to threaten this woman with assault, when in fact, if we're being very clear and know the law, you can't touch a person and that not be assault. That is assault by itself. So because she slapped their child in this instance, they want to threaten her with assault charges when he assaulted her first by touching her without permission. Now, I feel very strongly about this, and I could go on forever about people not being rational when it comes to their children. You have to be rational when it comes to your children. And by them threatening these people with assault charges, it's sending the wrong message to that child. You don't touch people without permission, period. But let's see what Reddit had to say about this. You are not the a-hole. That's a natural reaction. I'd probably do the same thing. It's a natural reflex. It was straight spinal cord reflex to whack them and spin around to follow up with a punch or a slap if needed. Correct. You might get a hoof from me, okay? You might get a good old kick to the pancreatic area fooling with me. Don't touch people without permission. This is why we have so many rape charges and just people. I'm just completely flabbergasted that the parents sent that negative message to their child. You just don't do that. Exactly. She slapped him, which will not do any physical or permanent damage. And it was a justified warning for him to not come near her again. Again, you're in a public space and you want to untie this woman's bikini top? No, absolutely not. Immediately, no. If I were this woman, I'd consider pressing charges. Correct? On the teenager. Not because it would necessarily go far and get them anything other than a warning, but because they need to understand that this is sexual assault and they will be punished accordingly. The parents attempting to excuse them and victimize them in a situation where someone reacted in self defense to sexual assault is how we get grown, rusty, dusty men who think they can sexually assault women to this day. Your parents don't want to punish you? Cool. I file a police report on your sorry ass. If they were 18 instead of 17, then they would be charged as an adult. I wholeheartedly agree. And I would probably still file the police report. Even if I hadn't heard from the parents about suing me for assault, I would call the police. I would file assault charges, sexual assault charges against them. Let the chips fall where they may. But a lesson needs to be taught in this instance. He had a smirk on his face when he did it. The parents defended him as if he did nothing wrong. So guess what? I'm going to know my rights and exercise my rights as someone that was assaulted in a public space. A lesson needs to be taught. So no, my dear, you are not the a-hole. But this little raggedy teenager, not knowing how to act in a public space, touching someone without permission, absolutely is the a-hole. Not only is he the a-hole, but his raggedy, dusty parents are also the a-hole. You are not, however, the a-hole.